The FCS playoffs are here, and here at Slasher U, we're going to give you every single game preview for round one coming to you this Saturday. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Slasher U. I'm your host, Christian Rao, here with my co-host, Steve Feck, and we're going to break down Davidson against Richmond. This should be a great outing on this one. Both teams 8-3. Richmond coming off a tough loss last week, and Davidson coming off a just squeaking by a win over Dayton. This should be a really good matchup. Steve, I know you've paid attention to Richmond a lot this year. The name that we've heard a lot on these previews is Udinsky, the quarterback for the Spiders. How do you think he can do? And do they stand a chance against this Davidson squad?
Well, I think Richmond on paper is by far the better team. And, Udinsky makes the players around him better as well. So on any given weekend, he can be the difference maker as to whether Richmond's going to win or lose. That was a really tough loss to William and Mary.
Yeah.
And you have to wonder, is there some kind of lingering effect to that loss as Richmond faces a Davidson team that can put up points? Davidson can score with the best of them. We talked about this a little bit when we were talking about Montana. When they got that loss at home to Idaho, they were just never the same team again.
Mm-hmm.
And Udinsky, he had an okay day. He threw for 277 yards. He had 2 touchdowns, but he wasn't the game changer that he has been most of the time this season. So that's the only factor that nobody's really going to know until they start playing the game. Ordinarily, I would just say this is Richmond, and okay, Davidson had a nice year, blah, 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 blah. I wonder if there is going to be that kind of lingering effect for Richmond. But Davidson can't be dismissed. They have 34 rushing touchdowns.
Insane.
I mean, you just don't see that at any level. Not even in the NFL do you see a team with 34 rushing touchdowns usually. So we know what Davidson's going to do. And the fact that they've put up that many points, relying primarily on the ground game,
Mm-hmm.
that's a different dynamic. I mean, I wish I had seen more games. I think I watched one Davidson game in its entirety, and it was impressive how they just ran the ball. They could run inside. They could run off tackle. They love to do the reverses with their receivers. So Davidson's going to be an interesting matchup for Richmond. On paper, I think it's Richmond's game, but I have to put the caveat there that if you're a Davidson fan, or if you're just a fan of FCS in general, that loss to William and Mary, that could have a hangover effect, for the Spiders, and that could impact them potentially losing at home to Davidson.
When you speak of Davidson and their rushing game, they have 8 different players this season that have at least 1 touchdown on the ground. That is very impressive, the diversity of this running game. Yeah, I think Davidson's a good squad. I got to lean towards Richmond in this one, though. I think Richmond is one that's going to win this game. I mean, they were really close at being the top dog in in the Colonial, and we saw a lot of teams get into the Colonial, and this one, the loss to William and Mary, really got them out of a bye week. To be completely honest, they would have won last week, we would have saw them as a bye. We would not see them playing this week. So I'm leaning towards the Spiders in this one. Let us know what you think in the comments below. While you're there, hit like and subscribe, and thank you as always for watching Slasher U.